Hi everyone, how are you all doing? Rachel here as usual. As always, whether you're with me right now live, which is always really appreciated, or if you're watching a little bit later on, do give me a thumbs up, pop me a note in the comments as well. Now, I know some of you that are in the thread have already done beaded Christmas baubles. I've had a lot of people ask me to do them, but for those of you that have already done them, you will know that they're not quick projects. They're wonderful to do. So what I've done is I've minimized it to a small bauble, which really is a great way to start. And then you can then condense that onto a bigger bauble as well. We're going to do a little Christmas pudding. That was the first one I did. So you notice I've got red super duos on that one. And the next one I did, I wanted to make it a bit closer to a Christmas pudding. So I've got brown super duos, white super duos. I've got some little red crystals at the top. That's what we're going to be doing tonight. It's only on a small bauble. Now this is what I bought, a packet of 20 baubles from Tesco's. They've got different sort of style reds. I mean, you can have any colour that you like. I think it was literally £2. £2 for a pack of 20, and they're acrylic as well. So if you're making to sell, they're ideal because you can pop them in the post without worrying that they're going to break. Let me talk you through what we're going to need. Now, obviously you're going to need your bauble. Reds recommended, but you know, the other thing I thought of that would be really fab is how about making Frere Rocher? Frere Rocher baubles. So you could always have a gold bauble. You could have brown on the base because that's the wrapper, isn't it? And gold on the top. So, you know, if you've got someone that loves Frere Rocher, you could make Frere Rocher baubles. We need the baubles. We're going to cut this off. I suppose you could even keep it on there if you want to, but I just prefer to pop my own ribbon on there. You're going to need a size 10 beading needles. I'm using Nymo, so any beading thread. I'm using 14 white super duos for the top, 14 brown ones for the bottom. So 2 lots of super duos, or you can have the red if you want to do that combination. If you want to add the red crystals at the top, so those are 3mm, but you can use 4mm. And the colour seed beads I am using are opaque brown, opaque white, silver lime green, and just a sprinkle of the gold at the bottom. But you know, this is very much an improvise. You don't even have to make it a Christmas pudding. You can just prettify it if you want to. Now, this is another one that I've done. Same technique, but red and gold. And I've just added the tassels at the bottom. So you don't have to make it a Christmas pud. And I think that's super cute. Do you know what I'd really like to do as much as I can in real time? I have done some further along, just in case we're a bit tight for time. Perhaps we could start by saying, have you made any Christmas baubles? So perhaps you can share with everybody your experience of making the baubles, what worked for you, any tips that you've got. I have threaded my beading needle. Now, my top tip would be that cut the thread a couple of meters if you can, and start in the middle. That way you're not using up all of your long thread and getting stuck to everything. So you can kind of alternate how where you use your thread. So first of all, we're going to start with a super duo. Now, if you've never used a super duo before, they're just beads with 2 holes. Let's just zoom in a bit so that you can see that. So they're 2-hole beads. Now, I'm going to basically speed along a little bit with some of the steps I did singly, just to save some time, and we all like that. So we're going to thread on 3 of the seed beads and step into the second hole on the same side in that twin bead. So let's just So hopefully you can see that. And then we're going to add a super duo to sit underneath that. Now they're glass beads, they're made by Precosa again. And what we're going to do is step across in the second hole. I'm going to zoom right in. I will zoom back out after, but I just want you to be able to see what I'm actually doing. So I've got the second hole on that one. So it's almost like they're stacking on top of each other, like so. So the one at the bottom doesn't have any seed beads on yet. So I'm then going to step into one hole of another twin bead, add 3 seed beads, and then step into the second hole. Let's pull all of those together. Let's just show you where we're at. Okay. And then I'm going to add another one. So we repeat this where the lower one you just step into the second hole, and the one at the top you add 3 seed beads going across at the top. And you're going to repeat that until you have a total of 14 of these white super duos. And this little bit makes the top bit around the bauble. So stepping into the second hole. Now I love working with twin hole beads. I just think they're such versatile beads. I love the ropes that I've made with them. I love any necklaces that don't have clasps on. I don't know what it is. I can wear some necklaces with clasps, but they do tend to irritate my skin. Just checking that I'm on screen okay, because sometimes I do tend to go off at an angle without realising that I've not taken you with me. Now this is a pattern that I've made up myself. It's not anybody else's pattern. It's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And it's just a case of, you know, having a play. Some people find it difficult to actually make patterns up unless you see something. We're all different, and I think as well it depends. Sometimes later on you find that it just clicks. I never used to be confident in making up my own patterns, but here I am. So don't ever think that it's something that you're not capable of doing. And the other thing is, I can give you some ideas and then you can go off piste and do your own thing. Right, now on the last one, so there we go. So we've got 1. So all of these at the top have got 3 seed beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Now we need to join it in a circle. So to do that, we're going to step up into the second hole, bring it round, and then this needs to go up through the first hole. So I'll move my fingers out the way in a second, like so. So your bauble is going to sit inside there. But what I'm going to do, normally you'd reinforce, but I'm going to reinforce and actually get another step in at the same time. Now I am wrapping this tail around my little finger, that's the other tail, just to help get a tension. Now I'm going to add one of these red crystals. I've come up through a seed bead and I'm going to go down through a seed bead in the other group. Now I'm just going to pull that together. Sometimes it just takes a while just to get the tension right on this. So I'm going to step across into the second hole. I haven't gone into the bead below, sorry, gone off, pieced. Right, let's just tighten up. Let's tighten up. Right, so I'm stepping into the second hole of that twin bead and up through the seed bead. And then I'm going to add a crystal across every one. Now I'll just take a back step and just show you. So we've got a bridge, so you're bridging from the end seed bead, adding a crystal and then going down through the seed bead in the next group. And then underneath you're just doing a stitch underneath. So I'm adding a crystal, going down through that seed bead, step across underneath. So you've just got the 7 to do there. Sorry that my fingers are in the way, I'll try and move them. But I just absolutely love the contrast of the green and the red beads. These are fire polished beads, but you know, you can use pearls if you've got pearls. You don't even have to use the same colour. You could even put charms in there if you want to somehow attach them. Just make sure that you have a top and a bottom. The top is where the seed beads are. Make sure they don't get twisted. And you find as you're using more of your thread up, you just need to loosen up the thread a little bit. Okay, so there we go. Now if it's still a wee bit loose, you can always reinforce, and reinforce means you're going back round the thread path that you've just worked in. Now let me just show you what would happen. Now personally, I am going to trim off this gold thread. Not a great lover of it, but you could use it if you want to. So when we've done a bit more, basically that sits on top like that. Now I don't really need it at the moment. I find it easier to work without that. Now let me just show you further down the line. So this is what we're going to do next. So we're going to create these lengths here, and then when we've done those, we're going to enclose it so that it becomes like this at the bottom. Now I'm still keeping the other tail. I'm not using that yet. I haven't run out of any thread yet, so I'm just keeping that as a backup. So what we need next is white seed beads, brown seed beads, wherever they've gone, there they are, and some brown super duos. I don't need that many, I only need 14. I'll just come out a little bit so that you can see. Right, so I am coming out of one side of the super duos, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to thread on 7 white beads. 7 white beads, 1 of my brown super duos, and then 17 of the brown seed beads. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So let's just recap. Coming out of one of the super duos, 7 white, 1 twin, 17 brown, then you're going to come back up through the other side of the twin bead, add another 7 white, and then you're going to hop on across to the other twin bead just across the other group. So let's pull that and just show you. Okay, and then we're going to do a stitch just in that twin bead. So I feel I need to really just home in and just show you that, because even if you don't catch any more, let's just zoom in. Okay, right, so can you see I've come out of the side of one of these twin beads, 7 this side, a twin bead, 17, come back up the second hole, and then 7, or the other side I should have said, and then we've actually skipped across to the next twin bead. So I'll do it a little bit closer up this time. 4, 5, 6, 7 seed beads, 1 twin, needles come undone, so bear with me. 17 of these brown, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Right, second hole, super duo, seven white, and then we're going to skip across to the super duo the other side, go through that one, skip across, so putting a stitch in it. So there we've got 2. Now I'm not going to bother with my bauble at the moment, because really until you encase it at the bottom it's just going to slide out anyway. So we've got 7 white, 1 super duo, 17 of these, okay, so step across to the second hole, so it forms a loop at the bottom. Just reminds me of icing sugar, the white, which I guess is kind of what it's meant to represent, isn't it? Okay, and then we're going to step into the end hole in the next one. So you're going to repeat this 7 times. Let's just show you where we're at the moment. It's like a little skirt. A step across. Now what I would suggest is when you start sort of with about 4 or 5 inches of your thread left, that's time to tie off. I will show you when the time is right for me to tie off, so I don't want to tie it off until I absolutely need to. So 7, 1 super duo, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Now just something to bear in mind is if you have a different size bauble to the one I've got, or you're using different size beads, you may have to make some adjustments to the number of beads you've got. Right, step across. And my other top tip would be sort of keep your tension nice and tight as you're going, but not so tight that your thread snaps. 4, 5, 6, 7. But do let me know. I know you won't, won't probably be making with me at the moment, but please let me know if you're following with me so far. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And you know what I love about this is when you've done it a few times, it really doesn't take that long. 7. I'm going to show you in a moment as well a quick version or a more detailed version, so you've got the option. I think I've got enough. Oh, I might just make it. I might just make it on this thread for this little section. 4, 5, 6, 7. But all of these beads, like I say, are in the thread. I've tried to do them in smaller bundles so that if you don't, you just want to make a couple, you just buy the smaller quantities. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And then 7 again, 4, 6, 7. Now the question is, I think I just about do it on this thread. I hope so anyway. So we're on the last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1 duo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, tiddlywinks. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 white. So you finish on the last one. Now, tying off, follow the thread path, and what you want to do is tie off in 2 to 3 different places. So you can either go through the thread or under it. Make sure it's in between beads and pull a knot. Once you've done one knot, go through a few more. Push either through the thread or under it, and because I haven't got a huge amount of thread left, not the perfect thing to do, but and then if you can, do another one. Now if you're tying in thread, okay, you do it in exactly the same way. The only difference is that you have a little tail to begin with, push through a couple of different beads and tie a knot in 3 different places. Right, to cut the thread, push your needle through a couple more beads. If you've got a thread zapper, you'll know what I mean. You can use your thread zapper or use your sharp pair of scissors. So let's just see where we're at. We've made really good progress. So we've got the top part there. You've got all of these little dangles, and there's 7 in total. Now I'm going to refer to my other bit of thread now. I'm going to actually thread my needle, and that's just my top tip is, you know, if you start at the halfway point, it just saves you having to tie in more thread later on, because all of it's already there for you. So I am just gonna, I've threaded that needle, and I am just gonna bring it out at one of the bottom parts. And where I want to come out is after bead 7 in the brown. 3, 6, 7. Now we'll do a couple first, and then we'll put the bauble on. What we want now is we want our gold. So you're coming out of bead 7, add a gold, and then you want to count 7 beads in the next group, 3, 6, 7, and you go through 8, 9 and 10, like so. And pull. Make sure that they're not twisted. Add a gold. You're automatically coming out at bead 7, or should I say between 7 and 8. So for the next group, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you actually just go through 8, 9 and 10 of the next group. It's just the first group that you need to come out of 7. So I'm going to pop this inside, because what we're going to be doing now is we're actually going to be pulling this tight. So we're adding a gold. Make sure that the next group lies flat. Count 7, 3, 6, 7, and go through 8, 9 and bead 10. And pull. So as you can see, right, gold, add a gold, go through 8, 9 and 10 again. One, 2, 3, and add a gold, go through bead 8, 9 and 10 again in the next group. And pull. Okay, so 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, I'm on the last one. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so that's what it looks like at the bottom. Now you can just finish it there if you want to and tie it off. That would be okay. Or particularly if you want to add tassels. Now I'm just going to reinforce and tighten that up a bit, and I'm just going to go through a couple of these beads. Normally I'd go through the whole lot, but I'm just going to tighten that up a bit, because you don't really want to be seeing any of this thread. Okay, so that's nice and secure on there. So you want to come out at the middle brown bead, which is the same in each group. So you're going to add 1 gold and go through the middle brown one in the next group. It can be a little bit tricky because obviously you're starting to pull it tight. Add a gold and go through the middle brown bead in the next group. Add a gold, go through the middle. I'm getting all the beads stuck to my fingers. Add a gold, go through the middle. And you do that all the way around till you've popped a gold in all of them. And then I think I've just got one more to do. There we go. See, that's getting nice and tight now. So what you do now is you're going to step into the next gold, and to finish off the last row is you're going to add a brown in between each gold. And then we're nearly finished. So what I'm really happy about is the fact that I've managed to do it all in real time. And, you know, that's probably in just over half an hour we've done that. I'm not expecting you guys to do it in the same time. You've got to bear in mind that, you know, I have done quite a few of these just to A, make the pattern, and B, sort of practice to get it right. And what I'm just going to do as well is go back around that again, just to pull it even tighter. And then, right, bear with me. So tie that off. So reinforcing, if you've never done bead weaving before, it literally is just reinforcing the thread path. And if you saw, just making that extra round, you could see how much neater that pulls it in. And then I would tie off. Either you can do it in this row or you could take it further back. So there you have your little beaded pudding. And that one is a little bit tighter than that one. Just pop some organza through there. If you want to add some of these little tassels, let me just show you the base of them. The base of them is, I've just literally come out of the middle and made some little dangles. So you pop a seed bead on the bottom, come back up, so avoid the seed bead, come back up, and just make put a slightly bigger bead in there as well, because you want to give it a bit of weight as well. So that's the other thing. I've also made it a little beaded bit as well. That's another option. Thank you so much for staying with me. Do make sure you watch it back when you're making your baubles. Take care.